I'm Chimangi and I'm going to be reading Animal Tales from Africa. It does not have an author at the front, but it's made by Fantasy. And the story that I'll be reading out of it is Baboon Gets Dressed in His Sunday Best. One morning, old Baboon sat on a large rock, basking in the sun. He was making a smart suit for himself to wear when he next visited his girlfriend. Last time he had seen her, he had boasted that about his new clothes. He draped a bushback skin around his shoes as a cloak. He used a pair of ox hooves as boots, and topped it by pieces of prickly bark around his legs. He carefully made a hat out of a bird's nest. Just as he was decorating it, a huge ostrich feather heard with a huge ostrich feather, he heard someone call out, "Hello, hello!" It was Jackal, who had creeped up behind him. "My word, monkey face, what on earth are you doing? You look ridiculous." Baboon had got a fright. He saw that it was only Jackal, the Lion's King advisor. He smiled at him over his shoulder and said, "Go on, insult me as you like. You will eat your words when I go walking down the road to my girlfriend." Jackal, always ready with a bag of tricks, said slyly, "You're right. In fact, my friend, you look wonderful. All you need now is a smart scarf and a pair of brown gloves." "Really?" said the baboon. "But where will I get them?" "Oh, that's no problem," replied the jackal. "Under that stone over there you'll find a lovely scarf. And in that tree there is a kind of gum that all well-dressed people use to make gloves. There you go. What more do you want?" With a broad smile, Baboon jumped off the rock and staggered to the large stone. He lifted it, and he saw a blue and red staff, a garter snake. The snake was stiff from the cold, and with a pleased smile, Baboon dropped the snake around his neck. Then he walked to the gum tree, where he smeared a thick layer of gum on his hands. Now he had everything he needed. Back on the rock, as he waited for the gum to dry, but oh dear, the gum got so hard that he couldn't move his fingers. In the meantime, the snake was getting warmer and warmer, was wrapping itself tighter and tighter around Baboon's neck. "Stop that!" shouted Baboon. He couldn't use his stiff fingers to get rid of the snake. The snake coiled tighter and tighter. "Arg!" choked Baboon, twisting this way and that, turning in somersaults in the dust. His eyes bulged and bared his teeth, trying to speak. No sound. Poor old Baboon. What should he do now? The waterhole! Splash! He dived deeply, but the snake clung tighter and tighter. Baboon was fighting for his life. At last the snake stiffened in the cold and let go. Out of breath, Baboon struggled to the edge of the waterhole and crawled out. Naked and wet, gasped in the insult at Jackal getting him into this mess. You lying two-faced scumbag, I'll get you back for this." Jackal, of course, was helpless with laughter. And yes, this was all the wrestling in the water. Baboon had lost his clothes, but he didn't really mind. He had had enough of clothes. As a matter of fact, if you try to dress up a baboon today, he'll tear the clothes right off his body. At last, Baboon walked to his girlfriend, who had been waiting impatiently for him to arrive in his Sunday best. She was surprised when he arrived without any clothes. "And where are those fine new clothes you told me about?" she wanted to know. He told the story and she laughed and made fun of him. Ashamed, he slunk away with his tail between his legs and quietly joined his own troop. Once, since the baboons have always driven away strange baboons from the group, they know that if they don't, strangers will always remind them of this embarrassing story. The end.